6mm, 10mm, 19mm wrench, 4mm feeler gauge, flashlight, screwdriver.
Okay.
Use the screwdriver, rotate the fan until you get the S blades at a angle like this. And what you're trying to do is you want to work off the third tooth from each end. You want to get your feeler gauge down in there. And if you have to tighten it up, what you'll do is take your 10mm wrench, open up the casting door. There are 2 set screws that need to be adjusted. To adjust them, you need to break the lock nut loose, hold the set screw, break the lock nut loose, and then to set your gap tighter, you want to go counterclockwise with the set screw. In other words, let me tip this down. If you go clockwise with it, you're putting it through farther, that's going to open your gap up. If you go counterclockwise, it's opposite, it'll make it tight. You only need to move it just a very little bit to get your gap.
What size Allen wrench is that? I don't think you mentioned that.
This is a 6mm L wrench.
Okay.
Then set your lock nut. Then you have to close it up. Get it a little bit snug. Take your flashlight and your feeler gauge. And you want to slip it down in between the stationary and the tooth of the rotary. And you want to have a little bit of drag on the feeler gauge. This is set at 4 thousandths. And you want to make sure that both ends are the same. If you have it a little bit tweaked, it's going to make noise. So this is good. Then when you start the machine up, reverse direction, or no, I guess you can't. You'll have to run it backwards, make sure that it's not hitting or chirping, anything like that. And then that's all there is to it. It's important to make sure that both ends are very close to the same, because if you get a little bit tweaked, it's going to make a difference.